and welcome to vlog 116. Today is Thursday, July 2nd, and it's already 17:20. No, 5:20 p.m. that is, in your case. My name is Linda, I'm also known as Wol Hobby, and on this channel I tell you about what I knit, what I frog, what I got, what my plans are. Mostly knitting. So, I went on a weekend away, and while we were there, one of the knitters has made us all a notions pouch, which was awesome. And my sister, who was also on the weekend with me, or we were with 5 knitters for a weekend away, brought this nice little wooden block with these cards for in there. She had a lot of them and we all got a fair share. So mine are Yarn Shop, a danger zone disguised as colorful emotional support, Cast on Energy, starting strong before reality reads the pattern, a knitting break, a 5-minute pause lasting 3 hours, knit flicks, watching shows while pretending to count, Pearl Row, knitting's passive aggression, knitting bag, portable chaos with handles, and gauge swatch, trust issues in squares. So let's just pick one and put it up here. Let's see, I opened my July envelope this morning, and as usual there were some needle stoppers in there, these slots, but I already put them on some knitting. This lovely crocheted knitting jewel was in there. This was made for me by Evelyn. There is a beginning of round marker and a knitting jewel in there. And of course, my 3 notes to myself with an idea, an affirmation and a word of the month. And the idea from past me to July me, apparently, because I filled the envelopes without looking. So do a frog or finish with all your project bags. I'm going to start a new series on Instagram tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, TGIF, which translates to thank goodness it's frog or finish day. And yesterday I already found a project that will be frogged. But apparently past me thought it was a good idea that I checked out all my knitting bags. Today I posted on Instagram. I post in Dutch on Instagram. I don't know if you can translate my reels. I posted that it was World UFO Day today. So I had something to tell about UFOs. I don't think the entire world is remembering unfinished objects today, but that's how I interpreted it. And apparently unfinished objects and whips are definitely on top of mind this month. My affirmation is I am proud for who I am and what I'm doing. And my word of the month is clarity. Well, I don't feel it at all. We will just have to see what happens. I also opened another package from this box, and in there was, strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. And this little ball of yarn was in there. Oh, in my July envelope was this little ball of yarn. On the weekend away, I packed some minis, 5 for each of us, and then we had to swap out, so everyone had their own color. But when we swapped them, we all had this set. I don't know what I'm going to do with these yet. I kind of long for scrappy projects, but we will just have to see. I also got a present from a Dutch knitter. That was on my wish list from Naomi. The Susurrate shawl. That is an all-over brioche shawl, which I'm not going to start now because I already have a big brioche project on my needles. The Blooming Brioche by Sandy Peters, which is in one of those whip bags. Let's see. I have a finished object. I have 2 finished objects. First of all, I'm not sure if I showed this one last time. This is version 2 of my Out on the Weekend show, but I made a silly mistake doing the feather and fan border, and after 2 feather and fans, my hands decided to start something else. Can you see that? So it was supposed to be like this, and somehow I just put them all on top of each other. So this one's also a bit small. No, it's supposed to be a small shawl, but this one seems to be smaller than the other 2 I made. But it is still wearable, of course, although I don't wear this kind of blue often. I don't wear any blue often. Earlier this week I was wearing blue and someone immediately replied under my Instagram reel, "You look fabulous in blue." Anyways, this is version 3 and this is the version that I used to check my own findings once more, and it is absolutely a lovely shawl to knit. I already sent the body pattern to my tech editor and that came back. So my testers are already knitting this, and earlier this afternoon I received the border pattern back from tech editing, the feather and fan border. So I need to check that file and then I can send it out to my testers so they can finish their shawl. But this is Out on the Weekend. I will also make it available in English. I should really catch up on making my patterns available in English. So if you would like a little shawl like that, it will be available soon. Another thing I finished is this pair of scrappy DK weight socks. I used the neon tweed mini for the cuff, and then I just grabbed 2 colors, and when I ran out of one color I just added in another until I ran out of one of them. So yeah, as scrappy as they can be. I don't usually wear thicker socks like this, but I was really longing to knit a DK weight scrappy socks. I used the DK weight pattern by the Crazy Sock Lady, by Kayla, and well, what can I say? It's just a very clear pattern, and I have another pair for Summer Sock Camp and for the Easy Peasy Scrappy Sock Along, I think it is called. So those were my finished objects. I have some works in progress. I have a work in progress that is a secret test knit, so I can't show you that. But that takes 5 or 6 skeins, so it's quite a large project, so it does take up some knitting time. I'm also testing a pair of socks for the Passionate Spinner. I think I showed this last time as well. This is Siegfried. She designed a Siegfried and Brunhilde pattern. This is Siegfried. It is very heavy on the cables, as you can see. The back of the sock is just plain vanilla. I am working my way through the gusset decreases. And, well, I just need to finish this. So, I am not, well, it does take a lot of time. My rehab is absolutely on at the moment. So I am traveling to Barneveld for, well, mostly 3 days a week. It is just a short ride. It is 20-25 minutes. I can't drive there myself, so I need people to drive me. There are volunteers in the place where I live, where you can ask for a ride. So they bring me there, they pick me up. But as you can imagine, that is not always on the exact time that I'm done in Barneveld, so sometimes I have to wait for 30-45 minutes. That's okay, I'm a knitter. So I don't have to sit there and be bored, but I am very tired from all these rehab therapies. Yeah, it does take a lot of my energy, but well, it's for a good cause. So Siegfried is still a bit behind. Also going slowly but steady, is my Renaissance sweater by Eleanor Mortensen. And this is what I have so far. And look how pretty it is with the Make It Bloemchen in my contrast yarn. Don't you just love it? So this is close to where I sit during the day and in the evenings. And then I just knit 1, 2, 3 rounds. So it's going slowly, but that's okay. Since the last time, I also cast on 2 new things. This is B-U-T, so B-E-A-U-T-E-A, B-U-T. It's really nice. Anyways, in the YouTube membership part of Wool Hobbies YouTube channel, there's a make-along for the summer, and that is, well, you could translate it as go make this finally. And I cast on my Minerva cardigan. This is a pattern by Fable Knitwear. It's this cardigan, and the cute detail is in the shoulders, as you can see. I'm using Wool Hobby Merino in the colorway Pistache, and I'm holding it together with Make It Tweed in colorway number 006. But this has a very light touch of minty green in there. So it looks lovely together. It knits up really nice, and look how pretty this is going to be. So last Sunday we had Lars and his girlfriend Jana visiting us. They were supposed to come over for lunch. They left around 9 in the evening after we had a barbecue as well. So that was lovely. I knitted the entire ribbing, 9 centimeters, and I started the stockinette part, and I just did my first increase. I need a total of 5 increases, and then it's knitting all the way until the underarm, until you split for the sleeves. I am not sure. The reason I picked this for this particular make-along, because the idea was that we all have these patterns in our queue, in our library, that we want to make, but that has something that just holds us back. For me, that is knitting bottom up for a garment, because you can't try it on. Well, not as well as a top-down garment. So that's the reason I am knitting this for the knit-along. The Dutch title of the knit-along makes really good sense, but I don't know how to translate it properly in English. Anyways, I started the Minerva cardigan at June 22nd. I am using a 4-point needle for the body. I swatched in the merino and in Fluff Deluxe, but the merino gave me gauge, and I really like the feel of this. So I decided to go for the merino. I also swatched with merino and Fluff Deluxe, and then I decided that I should really knit something with Make It Tweed, because that is new in the web shop now, so I really should have a sample. Let's see, I started one other thing, and this morning when I recorded the Dutch vlog, I had nothing on my needles, but now I have the first block on my needles. So this is the advent calendar that Puck made for me. And I have been trying to make a good color flow, and I'm going to knit the Penta Pillar pullover, so that has 5 pillars. This is the bottom left, so you are going to knit the entire pillar, then you pick up all the stitches along the side, cast on your new pillar here, and then start working back and forth and knitting it together on this side. So I was way off gauge. That was kind of funny. I started it yesterday, and then I thought, wait a minute. I knitted the Penta Pillar pullover as a test knit, and it did not fit me. So I was looking at my little start, and somehow I kind of forgot to knit a swatch. So I decided to bind this off, use this as a swatch. It was exactly 10 centimeters wide, 4 inches. Usually I would cast on more, but this is what I had. It was definitely long enough, and I was way off gauge. So something like, I needed something like 30 stitches extra for the correct width, and Yes, I think I'm right. And I also need more length. So I calculated everything. And the way I'm going to work now is, this is color 1. I have all these little bundles. So this will be the second, third and fourth color for this column. This one is knitted with this. And then I decided that this one should be on the bottom. So I have 36 rows now. Now I'm going to alternate these two colors for 36 rows. Then I will use this color only. Then I will alternate with this, use this color only, alternate with this, and then use this color only. So that will be my first pillar. So I try to make a nice gradient with the colors. But I also want a nice gradient in the width. So this is my first pillar. Then this will be the second pillar. This will be the third. And we move into the purple, bluish, purpley colors. This will be the fourth. And then finally, this will be the fifth. So in this way, I will have the somewhat darker colors near my face, which I think is better than when I would have this near my face. And you knit the back first, and then you go around to knit the front. And I want to knit the front mirror image, so that the left side of my shirt will be back and front the same, and then the most right side will be this on the front as well as on the back. It's a complete advent, so I have 4 colors left, but I need sleeves and ribbing, so we will just see what happens. But I try to go as organized as possible. Yay for tie wraps. And I wanted to do this month because it's July. Christmas in July is just a thing. And July is the birth month of Puck. And it's also the month in which she passed away. So I am kind of going to try to finish this month. I have no clue. My life looks so very different now that my rehab started. So the energy levels I have are so absolutely low. I have no clue. We will just see. If it's not going to happen, it's not going to be a problem. Let's see. Yeah, this is enough for the works in progress. I bought a book a few weeks ago. It had to be sent here from Japan. This is Relief Knitting. When we did the Zandy along in the spring, we also had a Zandy along Zoom, and Zandy Peters joined in, and he was referring to this book with all kinds of assigned pulling stitches. So I really loved it and I decided to buy it. How is my Japanese, you would say? Well, that is practically non-existing, but it has great photo tutorials. So I will find my way around, and I would probably be able to translate it with Google Translate or something, but we will just see. Maybe it is unnecessary. I have been calculating, my Advent project design. Yes, not the Advent calendar design. That is already in my head. I know what I want to do, but I need to start the design and start running some tests to see how it is going. But I started the Advent project design. I am going to do an Advent project for the 6th year in a row, I think. Yes, the 6th year. It's free for everyone to join in. Last year we had 3,000, I don't know how many people on the list. Last year we did the Möbius cowl, which was really nice. It was really nice because of the workload. This year will be a bit more intense, but nothing difficult. So I still hope that people will be able to keep up. And otherwise it's no problem. There will be a Christmas next year as well, right? It is quite difficult to design something that is interesting for 24 days and without it becoming boring. Well, if things are interesting, they aren't boring, but you know what I mean. It would be silly to send out the next part of the pattern saying knit in stockinette for 5 centimeters. That would make no sense. So anyways, those designs are on the go, and but I want to work on the release out on the weekend as well, and then I will have my needles available for the Advent designs. Okay, I am really tired. I can tell by my voice and by keeping up with translating what I want to say. So, it was really nice to talk to you again. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Happy knitting. Bye.